Hey, what's up everybody? BDO44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so I had to do my thing. Went to Target, as I always do, grabbed a few things and just trying to cope with the Laker loss, you know what I mean, as a Laker fan. Just today is not the greatest mood day for any Laker fan after the way that we lost these last two games, specifically in the last 8 games to the same team before that. And I left a rant up there just a couple hours ago on my way out, and you know, I made my rant and I'm like, man, I made myself sound crazy. People are not gonna feel what I'm saying. And then I look on Facebook and I see like 4 different people saying the same thing, that the NBA looks compromised and that more or less betting is ruining the game. And I've been thinking that off and on as I've watched these playoffs over the last couple years since betting has been reinforced back into the game. And I'm watching this Lakers series and I'm seeing us getting stomped out by the same team in the same way for the 10th straight time. And I'm just saying, who is paying for this? Who wants this outcome? You know, guys getting slapped in the head and they're not calling it, even though they're reviewing it. It's like, man, if y'all don't want people to think your sport is compromised, that type of thing right there, that can't happen. Whoever y'all got in New Jersey that's telling your referees that it's okay to slap D'Angelo Russell in the head, that person is making y'all look compromised, straight up. Whoever that is sitting in that chair, they need to be talked to, because I don't know, man. And then you look at the New York game, saw how that went. That was kind of fluky. The Knicks, they capitalized on some terrible turnovers and some poor defense down the stretch of the game for the Philadelphia 76ers. And it's like, you got 2 back-to-back games that went that way. You got Carcino running around telling everybody that there's magnets in the balls. I don't know what to think, but all I know is I'm not the only person sitting up here on this internet after watching the Lakers get stomped out 10 straight times after having a 20-point lead. And half of what went wrong in that third quarter was not the Lakers, but more so certain calls being overturned and fouls being called and not called, that ultimately just put the Denver Nuggets in a strong position to capture the lead. I'm not the one that complains about the referees too much, but it's too much. And I said this last year, it's too many different things that look ridiculous in the form of providing you the outcome that ultimately we see. You got a coach doing stuff that don't make no damn sense. You got teams not running plays. You got referees saying it's okay for guys to get smacked in the head. On the other side, you got no calls when guys get smacked in the head. I mean, it gets to a point where you just have to wonder, am I watching something compromised or what? Like, seriously. And so that's really the conversation. I know a lot of people have a lot to say about the X's and O's of the game, and so do I, but that's not really what's on my mind after I watch this type of ineptitude / inexplicable Denver led toward nonsense. And of course, every fan base thinks they've been screwed over, and likely have at some point. I'm listening to Denver Nuggets fans. They weren't too happy with the officiating either, but it's like, I mean, my guy got slapped in the head, man. They looked at it, reviewed it, and overturn the call as if it didn't take place. I don't understand what they want me to think when I see stuff like that. I'm not really sure what the NBA wants this mind to absorb when I see something like that. I guess I'm supposed to just say, well, they, by the letter of the law, it's fine. I don't think so. I don't think so. That's not how they call basketball games at any other time. And I know it's the playoffs, so they allow for more physicality, but at the same time, if you're gonna have a play overturned, it shouldn't be seen by everybody watching that the guy who got fouled is getting hit on the head. That probably should not be the call there. So, I don't know, man. That's what's on my mind. The next day after that game, it's a lot of stuff that went along with that including Laker ineptitude and stupidity, which we talked about yesterday, bad play, guys not being smart about what they're doing on a basketball floor. We talked about it. But it works in conjunction with the bad officiating to come to be the result that you see. And you got analysts who have talked about this on YouTube and various different platforms every day about the Lakers not running calls and plays rather, and not putting themselves in a position to keep doing the same things that work as the game progresses. And it's like, why would they do that? Why would they do that? If you're getting paid millions of dollars to be successful, why would you stop doing something that works? What in your instincts tells you, yo, let's stop doing what works? Especially if you continue to fail and continue to take on scrutiny for that failure. Human nature is going to tell you, yo, let's do something that does work. I'm more so fearful of losing the game than I am of anything else, because of all that comes with the responsibility to win. And so for me, it's like, has the responsibility no longer been about winning, but more so about desired results that align with betting, or what? Because that's really where my head is going at this point. I keep seeing people do stuff that doesn't work, and I have to wonder, is it working? Are the things that they're doing what it is that they wanted to do, while we sitting up here rooting for the team like a bunch of morons? And so that's what's coming to mind, man. That's what came to mind several times in watching the NBA over the last several years. We've talked about it. This ain't the first time we've had this type of day when we talk about it like this. But I'm at a point where I'm just like, here we go again. Here we go again. Or I have to wonder, is the sport compromised? Are people doing things on purpose to make the desired result be what it is that we see? And if so, should that not be investigated, or shouldn't that not be put to an end? That's really what it comes down to, man. And I guess it's easier for me to wrap my mind around the idea that people are compromising the game than just flat out insane when it comes to doing things that don't work repeatedly, finding things that do work and ceasing doing them. I mean, I know better than to look at something like that and just say, okay, that person's stupid. No, that person isn't stupid. That person's very, very intelligent. They were paid millions of dollars to do something, and that something is likely what I'm looking at. So that's the frustration of this Laker fan. That was the same thing we talked about in the last video, and that's exactly what's on my mind right now. Video 44. Thank y'all for watching. I'm out.